कि सपनों को उड़ने के लिए हवाई जहाज का टिकट नहीं लगता। सपनों को उड़ने के लिए हवाई जहाज का टिकट नहीं लगता, बस पलकों को उम्मीदों के पंख लगते। मैं लिखता हूँ क्योंकि ख्याल को बेवजह मन में सोचकर जाया नहीं करता, ख्याल को हवा लगनी चाहिए।
ये मेरे आसमान झूठ, सो
आसान
मेरे आसान झूठ, सॉरी, आई एम फेमस फॉर डूइंग दिस, आस्क दिस,
बोलते हुए टाइपो
मेरा टाइपो होता है।
Okay, so question number 1.
You do the personal part, I can do the industry part.
Okay, cool. All right.
चलो पूछो।
All right. So,
Fire.
sir, what do people misunderstand about you the most?
Two things. First, that I'm arrogant.
Oh.
And second, that I had too many girlfriends in life. Both are completely zero. I had a Casanova image in my college, and I never had a girlfriend, right? So,
But
Just
there is
an
no smoke
image
without
or-
fire.
huh?
Yeah,
There is no
that is
smoke
what I
without
was saying.
No.
fire. Okay. How did you meet your spouse?
Very interesting.
I know a little bit of it,
So my middle sister was getting married, and in Dehradun, and though my parents had bought that house, but we never lived there. So that wedding, we had some neighbors coming over, and so neighbors had a daughter, and they said, आंटी न्यू मी, से लड़की का भाई है, लड़की आई भी है, तो उसके बेटा भैया को मिलो टाइप्स, वो नहीं होता कॉलोनी के बच्चे से।
हर बार लड़का
वो
भैया,
यहाँ पे भैया
फर्स्ट भैया था, फिर बहुत टाइम लगा सैया बनाने में, राइट? सो दैट वाज द फर्स्ट टाइम आई मेट स्नेहा, एंड शी वाज लाइक, क्यों ले आए हो शादी में, कौन है आदमी, क्या घूम रहा है, एंड शी वाज लाइक, शी देहरादून की गर्ल, राइट? शी थॉट कि मैं कुछ वो गढ़वाल का छिछोरा सा लड़का हूँ, गढ़वाली ऐसा बिल्कुल देसी, ठीक है, घूम रहा है तिलक उलक लगा के, बहन की शादी है तिलक उलक लगा घूम रहा था. That was how for the first time we met, and then later on we started chatting, started writing emails actually to each other. Email was in vogue in early 2000s, and one fine day she was on Yahoo Chat. I think it was her third day.
Yahoo Messenger. Oh,
Like chat room.
the chat rooms. Oh.
ASL.
वो time.
Right? Brazilian chat room बहुत गए हम लोग. Right? ASL. So that chat, so we've been writing emails to each other for a while, and then so it's out of the lark. I just asked her a very market research question. That would you like to get married?
Market.
No, because the answers was yes, no, not applicable. I was a researcher, right? So like, and she's like, what the heck? ये क्या question? And this on chat, can you ask like this and all that? And she was very young at that time. So just to get away from me and this whole stupid question, she said yes. So it was very interesting that we said yes to each other, and then we dated, and then we had the affair, and then we got married. So it's like completely reverse of it.
So the next one, what's an insult you've received that you are proud of?
एक्टर कहीं का, पोएट कहीं का.
Yeah. So it was a feedback. So क्या होता है typically as an academic, जब हम पढ़ाते हैं business schools में, तो student feedback होता है.
हाँ.
ठीक है. और इतने सालों में ना बहुत फ्रीकी से फीडबैक्स आते हैं, कभी कभी कुछ, कभी कुछ, कभी कुछ. So it was insult to my intellect.
Oh.
That we don't know what he taught us.
Okay.
It was so good that we can't.
इतना सही था ऊपर से निकला.
ठीक है.
Hasn't that happened to all of us?
But we enjoyed the course.
Yeah.
And I used to be sarcastic when I was young. I used to be bordering arrogant as a defensive mechanism to prove myself, I think, that time. And might have rubbed some people wrong.
Right.
Right. And when I wrote an email to people, and one student actually wrote back to me in a very most abusive of the languages.
Oh.
Which was very funny because I had never... So क्या होता है, you get used to getting loved so much that when hate comes your way, you're not ready for it. So a lot of people, my friends said, but why are you taking him so seriously? And but you know, even one person has said something, might have done something wrong. Maybe कोई joke मारा होगा, मैंने उसकी टांग खींच ली होगी, कुछ तो random, कुछ तो किया होगा class में, because I'm sure I would have done something. This kid would not have liked it. And after a couple of years, that it was not a mail to him, it was an email to the group. But he reverted back with one of the most abusive of the languages back to me. As a teacher, that hurt.
Must have. Now, what's the best compliment you've ever received?
99% of the cases, except those cases where people hated me, I think the best compliment is the love. It's not about a compliment people have given me. It's a compliment is how students treat me even today.
Right. That's the reward.
After 20 years, they call me up sometimes for career guidance. After 30 years, somebody calls up, sir, मेरी शादी है और आना ही आना है, ठीक है, बच्चे हुए. So what has happened as a teacher, it then transcended beyond the classroom boundaries, where them very much is part of their life forever. So it's like, so from a classroom teacher, you become the friend, philosopher, guide, mentor, and teacher for life.
Right.
I think that's the compliment my students would have given them, that it's very privileged position to be in their lives now.
ठीक है, तो अभी सर next segment is about the industry or the expertise which you have. What is a common myth about your field of expertise?
That business schools add value. A good myth to have. That's why we make money, right? How could you change somebody who's not even worth 2 lakhs and make him worth 20 lakhs in 18 months? Just because they've cracked an exam, which means we are not doing anything. The kid is good. It's a filter. CAT is the best filter. 2.5 लाख बच्चा CAT लिखता है, 2,500 बच्चा IIM जाता है, तो कुछ ही कर लो ठीक ही होगा इस देश में. अगर 11 लोग खेल रहे हैं, वो किसी ने बोला ना इंडिया के लिए कि यार 11 लोग अगर इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम में खेल रहे हैं तो वर्ष से वर्ष भी ठीक ही होगा, मतलब वरना कैसे आएगा सिस्टम.
वहां तक पहुंचेगा कैसे?
So the myth business schools have perpetuated, even Harvard, is the fact that we create leaders. We actually choose one and then let them be. We put them rigor, which is supposed to do, which is fine.
What is the most important lesson you have learned over your career?
So when you get success too early. So my learning is that you should not get successful too early. I became one, and I am a prisoner of my success. I became a dean at 32. At 32 में लोग career शुरू करते हैं.
आपको ये सवाल कब आया कि अब क्या करूं?
हाँ, हमेशा आता है. तो जब 32 में मैं ये कर लिया, तो हर बार अब ये क्वेश्चन आता है कि what next? Either you keep doing incremental stuff, और कितनी बार डीन बन जाओगे यार, कितनी बार VC बन जाओगे, कितनी बार. So you keep pushing the boundaries is something you need to do. So you need to be a learner, you need to be a beginner somewhere. It took me 5 years not to get a publisher to publish my book. Then I self-published it. Then it took it another 3 years to publish it from a really successful publisher. Which means people don't care about you are a VC,
right,
or you are a dean, or you are a great academic, or people know you and all that stuff.
It's in your head only.
It's in your head. World. Because that world, nobody knows you.
Yeah.
People are looking at your work and saying that it's not good enough, and the rejection comes out and so on and so forth. That happens, right? So I think it's a good humbling experience there as well. So professionally, if you look at it from a larger set, being a profession, is that it should not define you. You should be defining it. So people have said, you look like an unconventional teacher. That's how it should be. Why should a teacher be garib? Why should a teacher be jhola wala? Why should a teacher be not earning money?
Correct.
Right? At 32, I was the highest earning academic in the country. I don't make that kind of money now, but I made then. Why shouldn't I be doing it? Why should I be apologetic about the fact that if my students are earning more than me, why shouldn't I be earning more than them?
True, very true.
So I did that.
Yeah.
True.
I did that. Completely unapologetic about that fact. So I think this is how I feel that people, so if you're not very proud of your own profession and what you do. Right? I don't think you shouldn't be there in that profession at all. I'm a very proud teacher.
Yeah, true. So true.
That's awesome.
Last question, a continuation of this itself. What advice would you like to give to someone who wants to get into the line of academics or, teaching?
Now, these are two different things. Academics is X. Teaching, Y. You love teaching? Do it from home, wherever you want to do that. Okay? Don't come to this profession just because
you like teaching. Or...
No. So people say, I want to come to teaching because I love teaching. Right? I'm passionate about it. If you were, you would have become one. Not making films. So stick to making films. Let me stick to being a teacher. So this is my advice to everybody. If you love that profession so much or you love doing that much, you would have had that courage to make that shift and then the grind. Which means 5 years of PhD, which means writing, which means beginning from an undergraduate class to teach your first and you fail. And then after 10 years, you'll become reasonable success somewhere. It's a long career. So my advice is don't come. Come for right reason. 3 professions I believe should people come for right reason. Forge, you're putting your life on fire. So
unless your families, so much is at stake.
So much at stake. Life, life. Forget about everything. हमारा career क्या है? फौज के सामने क्या है? बकवास है. You're putting your life.
True.
Second, medicine. Just because you're intelligent, don't become a doctor. And third, teaching even more because you're playing with people's head, people's lives, people's mindsets, and you can screw them for life. One wrong, मैं बता रहा हूँ ना. वो दो लड़कों ने मुझे अब्यूज किया and I still feel guilty about कि मैंने कुछ तो गड़बड़ किया होगा इनकी लाइफ के साथ. 2 बच्चे 15,000 में 2 बच्चे क्या होते हैं? पर मुझे कहीं ना कहीं लगता है उनको कहीं हर्ट किया होगा, कुछ किया होगा, गड़बड़ किया होगा. तो अगर तुम सही माइंडसेट से उस प्रोफेशन में नहीं हो and you don't have that patience and effort to make it, you will never become a good teacher day one. It takes a lifetime to become a good teacher. Reasonable teacher. You never are a great teacher. You're always a reasonable teacher. The day you feel you are a great teacher, then you lost the very fact of being a teacher, because teacher is never a great teacher. Teachers always ensure that the students become great.
Right.
You are a mason, yeah.
Okay,
now
so this is done. Yeah.
Okay, चलो. I'm going to play audio.
हाँ.
आपको guess करना है ये किस चीज का है.
हे राम.
ठीक है.
फंस गया.
Okay.
डीडी न्यूज.
Correct.
अरे वाह.
Yes.
80s के बच्चे यार, इतना तो याद
हाँ,
है. यही सुना है. यही सुना है.
जहन में है.
So like I mean,
वंदे मातरम से लेकर.
लोगों ने आपको कौन है ये, किसने ढूंढा है? Anyway, but हाँ, ये सब एकदम मतलब
न्यूज
ट्रायल बॉल होती है ना क्रिकेट में, वो है. डीडी न्यूज, राइट. यू आर राइट.
रेमो फर्नांडिस.
नहीं.
दो और ट्राई.
Then it is there's an ad of
Play more if you can.
no,
और एक और बार बजाता हूँ. दिस recognizable riff part I'll play again. Yes. Wow.
बजा
थोड़ा ज्यादा प्ले कर दिया.
बजा
It was needed.
Well, I should have
also.
just kept it at that. बदल रहे हैं हम यहाँ.
हाँ बजा.
This was at that point when they were transitioning from scooters to motorcycles.
बजा.
Pulsar के time पे.
बजा.
All right. This is probably, I mean, this even.
Because वो पहला वाला था ना, that was very similar to the Pepsi inaugural campaign with Remo Fernandes and Juhi Chawla.
Yes, yes. It was. It is. I mean, this is.
Very good.
ये
गिवन.
Titan.
हाँ टाइटन डन. ओके सो 1 2 3
3 हो गया. 2 और.
3 हो गए ना. नाउ ओके.
Yeah, this is very familiar. This is again, I think in Ogilvy ad.
बोला है आपने शायद पहले अभी.
Ogilvy ad, and this is
मैं hint दे रही हूँ.
Fevicol.
हाँ दे.
हाँ फेविकॉल नहीं.
नहीं.
Pidilite का है ना.
नहीं.
बिस्लरी.
नहीं. लास्ट ऑप्शन लेफ्ट.
एक बार फिर से बजा.
वो है तो Ogilvy का ही.
ओगिलवी का है करेक्ट.
पीयूष का ही ad.
हाँ हाँ. आप क्यों आंसर दे रहे हो?
अरे ये वो मुंगेरी लाल.
Exactly.
What's his name?
Okay, now this is
मुंगेरी
the-
लाल ना, क्या नाम है उसका? दिल मांगे मोर. ये सचिन वाला है ना.
ये दिल मांगे मोर.
सचिन वाला ऐड है
उसके पहले
उसके
वाला.
पहले वाला है.
जिसमें वो.
This is the public वाला thing.
अच्छा ओके.
And then the Sachin thing
Sachin
came
comes
when
in.
the
Second one.
tournaments were on. Okay. Cut it.
एक बंद.
Okay. I think that camera was still not rolled. It was rolling or no? तो तू क्या कर रहा था? स्क्रीन पे रोल कर रहा था.
फोकस सेट कर रहा था.
परेशान कर रहा.
उसका ट्यून बज रहा है दिमाग में.
Okay, रुको. Yeah, Airtel. Exactly.
Airtel, yes.
So now it's like
वो है दिमाग
this
में. हाँ.
till date is probably the best ad tune.
Do you want to hear this? You want to add something more?
इसका वीडियो भी याद है अभी तक.
Yeah. Iconic. अब next.
Jib used to be like a drone kind of thing. हाँ.
Next क्या है?
So sir, now in one word you have to answer within 5 seconds of me asking you these things. Okay. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear these names? Fevicol.
Stickiness.
Tata.
देश का नमक.
Interesting. Amul. 5 seconds up.
और चीज.
Cheese. क्या sir? Anyway, okay. Cycle अगरबत्ती.
जय श्री राम.
Wow. Okay.
चोर.
Amazing. That's it. That's the end of it. This is all that we had.
We had,
and
yeah.
Now, you want to insert to do something.
Sir, to do something. नहीं तो हाँ सर, अब coming into getting more up close and personal with your, again I won't call it creative flair क्योंकि हम अभी बात कर ही चुके कि सब कुछ तो creative ही है. तो आपकी ये दोनों किताबें, I'll show it to the camera. Can you zoom in? अगम, oh, can you see this? ये भी देख लो. ये भी देख लो उशी. हाँ ठीक है. सो सर की पहली ये किताब है जिसका नाम है उम्मीदों के पंख, और ये दूसरी किताब है, ये बस अभी आई है, ये बहुत ताज़ा तरीन, तो क्या बोलते हैं, ताज़ा तरीन है, राइट. ये मेरे आसमान झूठ. सो मेरे आसान झूठ. सॉरी, आई एम फेमस फॉर डूइंग दिस. आस्क दिस.
बोलते हुए टाइपो.
बोलते हुए मेरा टाइपो होता है. अच्छा रीटेक. मेरे आसान झूठ.
नेक्स्ट वाला ये देखो आप. मेरे आसमान.
अभी एंड
मेरे आसमानी झूठ.
Hindi कविताएं हैं, and these are amazing. So people please buy these books. These are available online on Amazon. Make him a bestseller and he deserves to be.
हिंदी वाले बहुत बेचारे होते हैं. एक हिंदी वाला तो बेचारा.
हाँ. तो अब हम इनकी
चेतन भगत of Hindi poetry.
Yeah.
Somebody said to me, you should be the Chetan Bhagat of Hindi poetry because
नहीं,
people
but-
can understand.
हाँ,
People can
fair point,
understand.
fair.
There's a central poem in this which is written on my driver in Dehradun. His name is Shamsher. So जब मैं मसूरी में पढ़ाता था तो एक बार वो मुझे लेने आया और कहा सर आप भी IAS ऑफिसर हो? तो मैंने कहा नहीं यार मैं तो पढ़ाता हूँ. तो वो कहता अच्छा उनको भी पढ़ाते हैं. कोशिश करते हैं. तो मेरी
उनके भी गुरु हैं.
हाँ कि सर IAS कैसे बनते हैं. तो मैंने पूरा एक्सप्लेन किया तो वो हंसने लगा कि सर आप भी सोच रहे हो कि मैं क्यों पूछ रहा हूँ, मेरी तो उम्र है नहीं, मैं अपनी बेटियों के लिए पूछ रहा हूँ. तो मैंने कितनी उम्र की है? तो ये 2016 की, तो आज 8 साल हो गए इस बार. कहते सर वो उस टाइम पे 6 और 9 साल की थी. तो बोला माशाल्लाह बहुत छोटी नहीं है. बोले हाँ सर लेकिन आज से सोचूंगा नहीं तो सपने कब देखूंगा.
वाह.
ये इतनी बड़ी बात शमशेर ने मेरे को बोली. मैं घर आया, मैंने वाइफ को बोला यार स्नेहा मेरे को एक पेन पेपर दे, आई जस्ट वांट टू राइट समथिंग एंड आई वाज कमिंग फ्रॉम एन एयरपोर्ट. सो द फर्स्ट 2 लाइंस इमर्ज्ड आउट लाइक दिस कि सपनों को उड़ने के लिए हवाई जहाज का टिकट नहीं. सपनों को उड़ने के लिए हवाई जहाज का टिकट नहीं लगता, बस पलकों को उम्मीदों के पंख चाहिए.
वाह.
ठीक है. फिर उसके बाद पूरी पोएम आई कि ख्याल पकाने के चूल्हे कम नहीं, नई सोच के कोयलों को एक चिंगारी चाहिए. और लास्ट लाइन तुम्हारी एनईपी पे है कि सुर्ख कंक्रीट की इमारतों में ज्ञान कसमसाता है, विचारों को पनपने के लिए हरी घास खुली धूप चाहिए.
वाह वाह.
Beautiful.
सपनों को उड़ने के लिए हवाई जहाज का टिकट नहीं लगता, बस पलकों को उम्मीदों के पंख चाहिए.
Yeah,
मैं
right.
लिखता हूँ क्योंकि ख्याल को बेवजह मन में सोचकर जाया नहीं करता. ख्याल को हवा लगनी चाहिए, उसे कलम के निब से कागज पर उकेर कर जिंदा रखना जरूरी है. फिर चाहे उस निब की उस ख्याल से निभे ना निभे. मैं लिखता हूँ मैं ख्याल को बेवजह मन में सोचकर जाया नहीं करता. It's compulsion for me. I don't have to prove a point. So this is a poem. I've deliberately picked up a poem I wrote in '93.
अच्छा.
So it's like 31 years. It's been there almost 30 years. I wrote when I was 17 or more, and it was on my father. So when my father migrated from Uttarakhand, and he could never go back. So उनके मन में एक हमेशा से गिल्ट रहा कि whenever my grandparents wanted him,
He was not
never
there.
there. So when my grandfather passed away, my father got the postcard 17 days after the passing.
Oh God.
And same happened with Dadi. So my father was never there in their last time, and he always had this guilt. I could see this in his eyes. Life of a migrant is tough. Right? And so I could feel that pain, and hence this poem is written by me, but it's essentially my father's voice. It is called कितना आगे निकल आया हूं मैं. आज कितना आगे निकल आया हूं मैं, स्मृतियों को छोड़ पीछे, अपने अतीत का गला खौंद कर, कुछ पाने के लिए शायद अपना सर्वस्व खोकर. खुद ही खोद डाली अपनी जड़ें मैंने, वो चीड़ का पेड़ सींचा था प्यार से जिसे पल पल बढ़ता देख प्रफुल्लित हुआ था मैं, वो भर भरा कर गिर पड़ा है. उसी चीड़ की अस्थियां साथ लाया हूं मैं, आज कितना आगे निकल आया. वो सीढ़ीदार खेत बिताया था जिनमें बचपन मैंने, वो बुराश के जंगल पाया था जिनमें यौवन मैंने, खिसर की मिठास किंगोर की कड़वाहट वही भूल आया हूं मैं, आज कितना आगे निकल आया. तो इसी लॉट ऑफ गढ़वाली वर्ड्स है. दूर बांसुरी की तान, पनिहारिनों की पायल की छनक, घसियारों की दातुड़ियों की दमक, पिघले शीशे की तरह घुस रही है कानों में, कोदे की रोटी व झंगोरे का भात वही छोड़ आया हूं मैं, आज कितना आगे निकल आया. यादें फिसलती जा रही हैं जैसे रड़का हो धारे पे बंठा कोई, या हो फिसली सूखे पत्तों पे कोई छेती, पुकारते मुझको है जैसे शिवालिक के बुधार, या बुलाती बरबस ही जैसे कोई घुघूती, बाट जो होते बूढ़े बांझ की आंख में तू चौंकाया. आज कितना आगे निकल आया हूं मैं, मन बोझिल हो चला है, ढो रहा हो मात्र शरीर को, क्योंकि आत्मा तो वहीं भटक आया हूं मैं. आज कितना आगे निकल आया हूं मैं, स्मृतियों को छोड़ पीछे, अपने अतीत का गला काट कर, कुछ पाने के अपना सर्वस्व.
Wow, very well written.
I wrote it when I was 17, so even from that age perspective, I think it's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, and I'll read the main poem called Mere Asam Chut from here. You guys been to Banaras?
Yes, 5-6 times. I have
I
been
have
to
not.
Banaras.
I have
Yeah,
not.
that's a parallel universe for me.
Exactly. So people who've been to Banaras would come to know that how it overwhelms you and it completely shakes you up from the core.
Yes.
You're never the same.
Yeah.
So I lived a couple of weeks in Banaras and every nook and corner I got completely different experiences and after a while I just couldn't take it anymore.
It's very strong.
I ran away. So while I was running away to the airport, I wrote this. मेरे आसान झूठ सड़कों पर रेंगते उन शरीरों को देखता हूं फुटपाथों पर पड़ी जिंदा लाशों को भी एक बार की शर्म आती है पर हर आदमी की तरह मैं भी बेशर्म जल्दी से सिक्के फेंक कुछ रुपए बिखरा मन मसोचता जाने क्या सोचता कभी जिंदगी कभी उनकी किस्मत कभी सरकार को कोसता भागते कदमों से अपनी दुनिया में वापस आने की कोशिश करता कानों पर ईयर प्लग लगाए लोग बसों टैक्सी में बेतरह चले जाते हैं आंखों पर दुनिया के मायावी चश्मे से रास्ते पर पड़े दिनहीन दिखाई नहीं पड़ते मैं भी सब देखते सोचते एयरपोर्ट के लिए निकल पड़ा वह रेंग रहा है मैं भाग रहा वह मर रहा है मैं उड़ रहा मैं आसमान में हूं अब वो न गली है न जिंदा लाशें न गरीबी न गंदी वो रेंग रहा है मैं भाग रहा हूं वो मर रहा है मैं उड़ रहा हूं मैं आसमान में हूं अब वो न गली है न जिंदा लाशें न गरीबी न गंदगी हाँ अब ठीक है जरा कॉफी देना प्लीज तो ये थे मेरे
आसान झूठ. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. This
Yeah.
was incredible. Thank you for your.
Thank you for having
Time.
me and thank you for reliving my life through you guys.
Absolutely.
It's like amazing to
We are just
think
thinking,
about certain things I never even thought about.
and you have inspired us. Like, I mean, I think all of us must have
ये तो
do
politically
have
correct
something.
बोल रही है तू but
नहीं मैं सही बोल रही हूँ सर. हम सब भी वही है ना कि करना चाहते हैं ये लेकिन
नहीं,
खुद को
yeah,
वैल्यू
yeah.
नहीं करते enough, so we feel that नहीं
Absolutely
करे. So I
And
think
and that I have two life lessons. So then Deepak Ramola spoke to, he's a life lesson guy, spoke to Oprah Winfrey and said, you've met the best of the world. What's your life lesson? And her life lesson was that the best of the best also seek validation. And my life lesson is completely opposite. Stop seeking. There's no point,
Exactly.
otherwise you can't do it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
keep seeking validation, you got a problem.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't start.
Yeah. I think, I mean, for.
So, but Anurag Kashyap said the same. He said the worst film come out of the FTI graduates.
Correct.
The best comes out of the fact that we've never been to a film school.
film school.
Why? Because the film school guys make the films not for the audience. They try to impress their batchmates. They seek validation from them.
Yeah.
So that's their universe, right? That's the problem. We don't start hoping that we will not be good enough. Nobody is good enough in life, Baba.
I think this is our start.
I was just going to come to that only. That like
This
there's
is our
one which
start.
is the imposter syndrome. There is the I'm not good enough. Are we good enough? Are we, there yet? Kind of thing.
It's a
And then
constant-
eventually you
it's
realize कि यार
It's like
कर लो.
golf, yeah. You play to yourself.
Yeah.
Play with yourself.
Yeah.
Keep increasing the handicap and do it.
जब तक मेरी सांस चलेगी तब तक ये चलता रहेगा.
Yes.
ठीक है
So
जी?
thank you so
ठीक
much,
है.
sir.
Yeah.
Anything any one of you wants to
Ask sir और sir.
No.
खाना खा के जाओ
Sir.
Director साहब ने कह दिया वो.
हाँ, बस
बाबा.
correct. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
इसका
sir.
प्लीज तो बाद में कर लेंगे.
अरे रुको कट मत करो रुको.
ठीक है. Laugh at 3 or smile at 3. वो
Okay.
master cam. 1, 2, 3 smile.
वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग
I do it like my daughter. She's a Sheldon. She does this.